In this video, I'm gonna show you a stealth van life tour of Zack and Kasey's Sprinter van conversion. Let's get to it.
So we have two 9-foot longboards inside the van that are completely hidden.
Hey guys, Ryan here, and today we're going to be touring the van called Velcy with Zack and Kasey.
What's up guys, I'm Zack.
And I'm Kasey. We're Kasey Smith Creative together. We've been living in our Sprinter van for 7 months now, and we're primarily wedding photographers. But we've been loving living on the road.
We make videos on YouTube about our travels and van life, and we want to show you guys our van today.
This is Charlie.
Oh yeah, this is our dog Charlie. He lives in the van with us, and he likes to meet people and chases tennis ball most days. Alright, first thing about our van is the thing we love the most. It's the kitchen. We really designed this so that we could spend a lot of time in here and eat most of our meals. First thing we have is an Isotherm Refrigerator. It allows us to keep all of our food, and we are also film photographers, so we have to keep our film at good temps, and we like IPAs. So, you know, just the priorities on this shelf. And then we have a little freezer up here as well. We have some salmon and some bananas. We have a huge butcher block countertop, and this is a Dometic Origo 6000 denatured alcohol stove. Basically just open these and stick a match down in there. When you have to refill it, just fill these canisters. And it actually has a little mini oven as well that works just the same as these top ones, so we can bake stuff. It's really nice to be able to throw just like some fish and a bunch of veggies on a tray and make all of it.
Or cookies. Or pizza.
We also like to eat cookies, and you know, you gotta have cookies in the van. Under our cooktop, we have a cabinet that has all of our cookware stuff. We basically just have 2 pans, 1 pot, and then stuff to make coffee, and then some basic kitchen utensils that store underneath there. This is our sink. We have 20 gallons of water in the back, and so we have a water pump that comes up here to the sink. And under the sink, we have our trash can, and behind that we have 7-gallon gray water tank that we can dump at will. It's really nice to be able to dump it at different places, so we don't have to go to an actual dump site. Above our kitchen we have these 3 upper cabinets. This cabinet is mainly our dishes, some cups, silverware, and then stuff to make coffee. And then these 2 cabinets are all of our food. We can usually go about a week to 2 weeks on food, primarily fueled by gluten. So all of our cabinets are on these gas struts, which keep the cabinets closed and also keep them open. But just for extra safety measures, we have these clips right here. So the cabinet actually has a strong positive open and close mechanic. So when you turn, nothing comes out of the cabinets at all. All right, so this is our whole control panel right here. Up top, we have our diesel generator from PowerTech. This is just our start and stop switch. This is our temperature gauge, so we can tell if we're sweating or not. This is our battery controller. We can also see it's connected to our solar controller, which tells us how much watts we're pulling from our 200 watts of solar. And then these are our main lights. These are our overhead cabinet lights. And then this is just our inverter lights, under cabinet lights, fridge, toilet, and water pump. And then down here we have the controller for our Webasto heater, which also does hot water, as you can see from this panel. When you turn it right here, it's just hot water. And then when you turn it to this side, it heats the inside of the van and turns the hot water on. So we also have 2 outlets right here, and we use this Bose speaker to listen to music in the van. So this is our heater. It runs off of diesel fuel. So just like our generator, there's an auxiliary fuel line that runs into our main fuel tank. So it runs off of that, and it also runs off of DC power. And this is the controller for it. This is the thermostat. You set it to like right here, it's about 72. And no matter what temperature it is, it'll keep the inside of the van perfect. We spent a few days in the Grand Canyon, and it was single digits at night, and the heater was running full blast, and the van was a perfect temperature. And actually after the 3rd day, I turned the van on and I couldn't see the fuel gauge move at all from where it was earlier. So hardly uses any fuel, very cost efficient, and keeps the van super warm. All right, so we actually decided to buy a doormat from Target and take a razor blade and cut it to fit. So normally it would look like that, but just to make it feel a little homier and to help clean off our shoes, we did that. We keep our flip-flops right here. We're supposed to only have one pair of shoes right here, but Kasey sometimes likes to keep about 4 pairs.
That's 2.
That's 2. This is where we keep Charlie's dog food. We can go up, this lasts about a month. Stores all of his food underneath there. Living in a van with a dog is like one of the most rewarding things because it's a great way to meet people. Sometimes your dog is just the best way to introduce yourself to other people, and it always gets you going outside, you know? Okay, so this is our couch area. We designed it for us to be able to eat meals here, work here, also for Charlie to sleep right here at night. But it's not just for sitting, it has other purposes as well. Underneath here, we have a dry flush toilet, which we love. It allows us to go to the bathroom on the road. And then under this, that's classic. Charlie, off. Good boy. Under this, we have a compartment that runs all the way back into the garage, and we keep some bags in here. But underneath those bags are 2 longboards for surfing. So we have 2 9-foot longboards inside the van that are completely hidden. So we keep our dining table stored right here in front of the refrigerator, and it sets up very easily, takes no time. Boom. Sometimes we like to sit here and eat meals. Peanut butter is a great snack. There's no more noodle. So this whole table mount system is made by Lagoon, and it comes with this bracket that you can attach pretty much anywhere in your van. And then there's also some creativity. I've seen some people do different style tables because you can actually screw this bracket onto something better than this just cheap wood veneer that's peeling already. So you could actually do like a cool wooden table to match your countertops, which would be sick.
This is our Max Air Fan Deluxe. It's a little bit dirty right now, but we love it because it can be on while it's raining. It has a rain guard, and it can pull air in or it can pull air out. One of my personal favorite touches in the van is our plant. We named her Matilda, and we kind of were struggling with this because there's not a lot of light back here usually, so we were worried a plant wouldn't make it. So we actually got a magnetic mount for her, so when she needs a little sun bath, I move her to the front of the van, put her in the sun, give her a little bit of water, she flourishes, and then we put her back in her spot.
So our bed is a full-size bed. We decided to build this wall of cabinets so that we could have some more storage. Instead of having a queen bed that would go wall to wall, we sacrificed some space to have some extra storage. Our bed itself is just a 6-inch memory foam mattress off of Amazon. It's like 150 bucks, and we're 7 months into sleeping on it every night, and we love it. It's like our favorite mattress we've ever owned, and it was so cheap. Now I'll show you guys some of the cabinets that we have. So these first 2 cabinets, they open up like this, and we have all of our clothes in here. So this side is my side, and this is Kasey's side. We have some jackets. I obviously like white t-shirts. You know, it's all about keeping things simple in Velzy. So this is our last clothing cabinet, and unlike a lot of people that live in vans, Kasey and I actually have to have dress clothes because we're wedding photographers. I can't show up to shoot a wedding in my white t-shirt. We have to have some nice clothes. So we designed this cabinet to be our hanging wardrobe. So it allows us to have a handful of dress clothes that we can use to photograph weddings. And we also actually designed it to be a 2-in-1 hanging wardrobe, but also our laundry chute. So when we have dirty clothes, we can throw them down here, and we have a laundry hamper that is accessed from the garage. So above my head right here is the Dometic Penguin-2 air conditioner made for RVs. We decided to go with this just because we knew we had to photograph a lot of weddings in North Carolina in the summer, and living in a van is basically just living in a little oven that cooks from the sun. So we use this to keep the van cool. The only way we can run it is either running our generator or hooking up to shore power. So I do have I showed you earlier the generator panel. So we have a generator in the spare tire compartment that runs on diesel fuel. So we have an auxiliary fuel line that goes into our fuel tank, so we don't have to put any gas in it. Just runs on our fuel that's already in the van. So it's really nice to be able to crank this on if we're having a hot day here in North Carolina. All of these cabinets we use for storage. This cabinet right here, we keep some books and some camera gear. This is a water housing. We usually have a drone in here as well. This is all of our shoes. We each have about 4 pairs. Kasey might have a few more than me. This cabinet is kind of like our bathroom. It's all of our toiletries. Kasey has some makeup stuff, some cleaning stuff. I have a toiletries bag, and then we just have our toothbrushes and some basic stuff, kind of like our bathroom closet. And then our last cabinet right here is mainly cleaning supplies, because when you live in a van, you have to clean it basically every day. So we have a Dyson vacuum, a broom, a duster, some spray, and some different cloths just for the sink to dry dishes. So all the cabinets are custom made by Ross Monster, the company that built the van, but all of the walls and the ceiling are 1/4" MDF. This is just an exposed piece of metal that they built a little box around, and then any piece of metal they wrapped in this fake white leather. All right, so this backsplash right here, it actually has a very funny story. So we had originally decided to do a window behind the kitchen, and last minute we decided to go against it and to put backsplash there, but the company that was building this van at the time had just recently got the window shipped in, and the person we had told to not cut the window hadn't got to work yet, and the workers were already there, and when he showed up to work, they had already cut half of the window. So they came up with this genius solution that now is better than either having just the backsplash or just the window. So this backsplash is just stick-on tile, and it's on a piece of MDF with magnets on the back, and it slides right off. And then behind the backsplash, we have a CR Lawrence venting window that can open up to increase airflow. We hardly ever use it though. We usually just keep the backsplash on. But it's nice to have, like sometimes when we were in Moab, we were camping on BLM land and we would wake up for the sunrise and it would just be beautiful in every direction. So we had this off for like 3 days just so that we can have a better view. So it makes the view from the inside of the van really awesome. So sometimes we'll use it for that. So the entire van is all assembled and mounted by the metal tracks that are all installed throughout the van. So right here you can see one that runs all the way to the back of the van, and it's how the bed is mounted. And all the cabinets are mounted to a second track back here, and then there's an upper track that they're mounted to right there. And you can actually see the track exposed back there. So nothing is mounted to that one, but that's how this upper cabinet is mounted right here. It's attached to there, and then there's a track behind it. And like this, all of these cabinets are all mounted to a track right here that runs back along the back of the cabinet. So we have these Tupperware bins that stack going all the way back right there. So we have everything from Charlie's medicine to medical stuff to first aid kits. And then all along this right side, we have a guitar. In this, we have 2 shortboards. And then underneath that, we have the 2 longboards that run up into those go up into the couch from the main room. So here's our outdoor shower. We also have, earlier I said that we have 20 gallons of water. The water tank is right here, and we actually have a sight window so we can actually monitor how much water we have at any given time. So right now we're sitting at about 3/4. But this shower is really nice because Kasey and I are both surfers, and we really love traveling and surfing. And sometimes you surf somewhere and there's nowhere to clean and rinse off your wetsuit and surfboard. So this just allows us to have water at any time we want. When we shower, we hardly use this for showering, and it's mainly me, and I use it mainly after I'm surfing or after I'm skateboarding. I just really just take it and just rinse my body off as if it was a hose, and then leave it right there when I'm not using it. So we leave these window covers back here because this is the only part of the window we can see from the rear view mirror, but we have these window covers. They're made by Strawfoot, which is a company in Santa Cruz. We actually picked them up and met the owner in his shop and picked them up when we ordered them. And we have them for every window in the van, so it allows us to have all of our lights on when we're stealth camping. We've only stayed in 2 campsites in the past 7 months, so we sleep on the streets every night. So this allows us to just flip them up, and there's actually magnets all along this. So it just magnetizes to the window, and insulates the van and lets us turn our lights on at night. Gives us privacy, super nice. So right here we have our aluminous ladder, and it leads up to our roof rack, which we decided to save money and not go with the aluminous one. We actually had Ross Monster custom build this roof rack for a fraction of the price we would have paid for the aluminous one. And the welds aren't nearly as beautiful, but it's just as functional and it works great. On top of the roof rack, we have 2 100-watt solar panels as well as the top of our Max Air fan. So if we do want to run our air conditioning and we don't want to run our generator and we have somewhere that has a power outlet that will let us hook up, we have the ability to plug into shore power with an adapter and run our air conditioning off of this right here. We never really need this for our batteries. We're always able to charge off of either our alternator or off the 200 watts of solar to keep our batteries charged. So one thing we were concerned about is our ability to host and have people in our van. It's very tight. So we decided to put the passenger seat on a swivel. You even have a little footrest.
I wish you got that reaction live. Buttery. That's awesome.
The only thing I don't like about the swivel is it makes the seat a lot higher. So like, I always drive, I hardly ever sit right here, but if I had to sit right here, I wouldn't like it because your feet can't really touch the ground. So it sort of cuts off your circulation, but Kasey always sits like this.
And Charlie sits on my lap.
Abandoned house.
No way.
Dead serious.
Do you still have it?
Oh no. Dead serious. Dead serious. So what is this?
So the van's name is Velzy, named after Dale Velzy. Kasey and I really like to ride longboards, and Dale Velzy was a pioneer of longboard surfing. He has a shape, sort of the pig-style longboard shape, where it's wider in the back than it is up front. Dale Velzy pioneered that in the 60s and 70s, so he's a legendary surfboard shaper. So to pay respect to Dale Velzy, we named the van Velzy.
If you wanted to see more of Zack and Kasey, check the description below. I have all of the links that they wanted to share with you guys towards the top of there. As always, guys, remember to subscribe. Comments are always greatly appreciated. And if you ask a question, I will answer you as best as I can, at least. Until next time, guys, have a good one.